today I thought that I would give you guys an update on my Discbound system and also do a September flip. I almost said August. So yes, I'm going to do that today. Even though we still have just a few more days left in September, I thought that I would just go ahead and do this flip and talk about some of the things that I added and share with you guys my planning so far. So I have changed my covers. If you've been following and keeping up with my Discbound journey, I switched my cover. I had gotten really tired of the Jane's Agenda cover. And you guys know I tried several things. I even bought a Happy Planner folio cover, which was just really big and did not work out, but it worked out for other purposes. So I'm thankful for that. But I've went back to a shop that I purchased from some time back last year or previous year, and luckily she makes covers for a tool 2-inch disc. So I have 2-inch disc, and this worked out really great. The only downside to her products is they're really floppy. It's a really floppy kind of it's not leather, vinyl, so or whatever material, pleather. But other than that, I love her products. I think her craftsmanship is beautiful. And yes, so without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump in. So for those who are wondering, this cover is from Paperboundcreations over on Etsy. And I thought that I would just mention that in case someone is wanting to know. So I didn't really change anything. I literally just moved everything that I had in my Jane's Agenda cover. I just moved it right on over. And I don't think I fit completely in the frame. I think that's as good as I can get it. So nothing too different here. I did go ahead and change this cover. I went ahead and got a custom cover. It just says lifestyle on it. So I did go ahead and change my cover. This is the second time that I've changed my cover. So far I had a different theme on here, and I changed that when I got this this cover from Paperboundcreations, and then I just added a bunch of stuff here. So let's jump over into September. So September, I got my subscription from I'm messing up. I got my subscription from Plum Paper, and I went ahead and used all the stickers. I think I shared in a recent video update my September setup, but I used all the stickers, and what I chose to do. So this month, this month I added these little printable, they were supposed to be like sticky notes, but my printer does not print sticky notes. So instead I just make them into little sheets, and then I just put them in here clipped with a magnet. But basically what this was my planning tracking for this month. So every time I spent money on something planner related, I've just been marking it here. And then what I'm going to do is when this month is completely out, like this month is getting ready to end, I'm going to tally it up so I can get a clear visual of how much money I'm spending on planner supplies in one given month. So far, I've spent a lot of money. I've been getting some of my 2023 stuff in. And yes, I am still going to be using my Plum Paper Planner. I went back and forth several times about repurchasing the inserts for the Plum Paper Planner, because I mentioned in the video in which I shared all of the inserts, I spent a little over $200, and that was pretty steep for me. I've never spent that much on inserts. And I usually use a weekly, a daily, and just those alone with a couple of add-ons like the finance sheets, the cleaning sheets, it ran me about $160. So I'm a little hesitant to do so. I have some other things, so I'm trying to make that work. But I'm not going to be purchasing any Plum Paper inserts until we get halfway through that year of 2023, because I still have 6 months of 2023. So I have a lot of time to make a decision, but knowing myself, I like to have my inserts ready to go versus having to wait. So we'll see. It's very, very expensive. But nonetheless, I've been tracking all of my planning, spending this month. And then this time with this dashboard, I chose to put like the events and birthdays. There's some other events that I need to add in there. Um, and then I use this smaller section down at the bottom. This was a monthly tracker, and basically what it is, it's just like things that I can do for the month, or things that I usually do for the month. Like I do a monthly budget sheet. It's at the end of every weekly, like the weekly sections. It's at the end of the month for the weeklies. And then we have to replace our filter for our air conditioning, our central air filter, and things like that. So that's the kind of stuff that I have decided to add down here. And I will say, the first time when I used this back dashboard, I didn't really know what to do with it, but the stickers definitely help. So love that. And then I pulled this from the front. It was an ideas, plans, and goal sheet. And I had planned up a couple of YouTube and Instagram things that I wanted to do. Like I wanted to do some quick little videos like I used to do in the past for Instagram. And then YouTube, I have been brainstorming some video ideas and content. It's very hard to come up with, because in my mind, I'm like, how far can you go with planning? Especially because I'm not like, I don't purchase the top tier stuff. So it's not that I'm competing with anyone. It's just like I'm competing with what to make, because my stuff is so simple. But nonetheless, I was brainstorming some ideas, trying to figure out what you guys might be interested in seeing. Um, I did create like an inbox for this month. I rarely used it, so this probably won't happen for next month, but there were some things that I did end up putting in here. It mainly turned into like things that I was jotting down that were happening for like the month, and then I just didn't put them in the dates, and then I went back and just added it. So in a way, it turned into be like a note page, if anything. So didn't really work there. My monthly apps, I absolutely love. I actually remember saying in a recent video that I did not like the stickers because it felt really gimmicky, but I found that it was very fun to do this in my monthly. I liked all the icons. I liked how clean it looked, and all of that stuff. So I will definitely be using the number dates. Again, I do believe I need tweezers because I did this by hand and it was very tedious. Um, but yeah, other than that, monthly looks great. And then this I will kind of speed through. It's just the daily sections, and mostly I went back to using a schedule. So I went back to a schedule last month. I wasn't really using a schedule at all this month. I had kind of figured out that there were some things and some areas in our life that I kind of needed to map out for the day. So I was keeping track of that, and so I was using a schedule very fluent. I changed this bottom section from gratitude to affirmations. Next month, I'm not going to do either because I didn't like it. I like doing gratitude on a page of its own. I don't like doing it at the bottom of every daily page. I think what I'll do in condescendence to using a like tracking the meals, I'll do like a water intake down at the bottom, or moods or something like that. It just makes more sense to do that than the stuff that I've been doing. Um, and yeah, I've been basically doing that. I did get some new stickers, so I went to Hobby Lobby and pretty much cleaned up. And because when you've been living in a country for 3 years and you haven't had access to get any of the stuff that you like, um, you kind of just go crazy when you come back to the States. So we lived in Germany, and it was very hard to get things that I wanted because you had to worry about shipping and customs and fees and all that stuff. So as soon as I found out there was a Hobby Lobby very, very close, I quickly went and cleaned up on some of the things that I wanted. So nonetheless, got some new stickers, used them, loved them, and still using them. Um, and I got a bunch of washi tapes too. I've really been into washi tape lately. It's just something that has been very therapeutic. It makes a simple page just pop with just like a little splash of washi, because I'm not going to lie to you, the monotonous of these dailies being the same every single day gets really, really boring after a while, and you kind of want to switch it up. So I try to decorate every now and again. But basically, this is my main planner. This is my home planner agenda, and it is purely for function. I still like it to look nice, but it's basically for me to map out the whole aspect of my life in one spot. Everything else is either gonna help or it's just for fun. So that's what my dailies look like. Little simple dailies. I did a to do. So my sections are to do, my meals of the day. I did an affirmation, notes, my schedule, and top 3 tasks. And then this was a sheet. So I usually keep like a couple sheets of paper after each month. I don't have any for October, but what will happen is I'll pull these sheets and then move them over to October. And basically, I keep a couple of note pages in the back of the month because I want to be able to pull and make little notes in case I need extra space for my daily pages. This I was kind of mapping out. So I've been thinking about my 2023, and everybody is basically already purchasing their 2023 stuff. And like I just mentioned, I like the Plum Planner inserts. I think they're really, really good. I think they help me because the sections are so small. It doesn't feel like there's a whole lot going on, even though there's so many areas of my life that I feel like just needs to be tackled. But what I was doing this month is making this little mapping out of why do I want new notebooks and what's wrong with my current system type of questions. And I kid you not, when I sit down and think about it, I will say that I really don't need any new notebooks. I have a tub full of unused notebooks and things like that. So yeah, I need to stop with the notebook buying right now. But anyway, that's neither here or there. And then yeah, same thing. I wanted to say this was a different sheet, but I did something different. So same thing, just me asking myself those questions. And then this was the sheet in which I was mapping out the YouTube videos. This is in relation to a video I just filmed not too long ago and posted. This was all about the passport setup and whatnot. So I did that, and some things that I wanted to touch bases on that I added to that setup. And then these are some possible YouTube videos that I'm considering. And then end of my dailies. This one's probably my favorite one. We're getting down to the end of it. Tuesday, and then here we are today. I actually have been doing stuff, but I haven't marked off a lot of stuff, and I didn't eat lunch yet, so can't mark that off. So that's my daily section. I'm gonna bypass something and jump straight to my weeklies, and then I will come back and show you guys what I've been doing for, or what I will be doing for October moving forward. So nothing in the September setup here. I've just chose not to do anything with this because I do this in the daily section. So it doesn't make sense to have it twice unless I use it for something else, like maybe fitness or whatnot, which is what I was using the monthly for. I did start to put the workouts that I did in the monthly, but then somewhere here I fell off. And well, we got our home goods and we had a lot of issues going on in our home. um yeah, a lot of issues. I'll touch bases on them when I do like a journal flip, because yeah, it was so much stuff going on. But nonetheless, I fell off because of all of that. And then I mentioned that Plum Paper does this weird thing where so August was the same way, where at the end of, I want to say the weekly, yeah, where the end of the week was like the beginning of September, and then you go into September, and it was August leading back into September. It's the same thing. So this is August leading into September. This was the first week. And then the second week, very consistent with what I was tracking. This time I actually used it as a habit tracker and didn't change it so much. And then I wasn't tracking anything. This was the week in which we got our home goods. This was also the craziest week out of the whole month. So a lot of stuff fell off. You can see where I've kind of just like boxed everything, because yeah, there was just so much going on, but I didn't track really anything. And then this was last week, and I wasn't taking my vitamins and medications, and I wasn't tracking anything, but I did journal consistently because I had a whole lot going on. And then we did start cleaning our garbage disposal, and I was tracking like my social media updates because I realized that I neglected all of that. So that's that. And then here we are on this this current week. Want to say this is the current week? No. Yes. This is the current week. So again, this confuses me because this is September leading into October, which is covered up with this. And then I have October, which I haven't done anything in here yet. But I did go ahead and like set up, this is just a bookmark, but I did go ahead and like set up October because it's literally September leading into October, and I've just been using this since this is the first week of October. So that is my flip for this month. Now, what I will touch bases on, and I am going to be doing a October setup. I do have like all the things for October. But what I wanted to touch bases on is I went ahead and added a wellness notebook. And what I want to do is, so I am on a journey to take better care of myself. And so I was looking for something fitness or wellness related. And I came across these inserts on Plum Paper. And I got these wellness inserts, and basically you can put the month. So I have 4 months worth of these inserts, and they're undated, so I can use them whenever. So what I want to do is just put the month, and then my goal and how I'm going to accomplish that goal. And then I want to consistently keep track of like my physical activity, what I ate, goodness. Okay, my physical activity, what I ate, what my current weight is, what my target weight, I'm sorry, and then what my actual weight is, and then what the difference is, like my fluctuations and things like that. This also has a place for me to track water so I can see it as a weekly thing versus how I intend to do it for my dailies. And then I don't usually track sleep or steps. I used to track my sleep like 2 years ago, but I stopped doing that because I don't know, it just became like something that I didn't care to track, but it probably would be good. I don't think I'm going to track it here because this doesn't really tell me anything. It really doesn't do much for me. But I can always draw out a sleep tracker. That's not a big deal. But things like this, I don't wear anything to track steps. So I'm not really caring about that. But what I want to know is like my physical activity, if I've done something physical. And it's Monday through Sunday. Sunday and Saturday share like a space. Down at the bottom, it's all shrunken. And then you have all 4 weeks. And then it goes into some note pages. I want to say there's a reflection. Okay, so there's a reflection page at the end of the month, and then you can basically say what worked for you, what didn't work, what you want to improve on, and then you can do an overall reflection of how your wellness went for that month. Like, was it excellent? Was it poor? Was it above average? And your dietary reflections. So I think this is super helpful. And then you can write any notes on yourself. You can critique yourself in this little section here. So that is what my October will consist of, is incorporating this wellness section. But other than that, that is my September flip. That is my October intentions. And I will do an October setup. I don't know when I'll do the October setup, but I will do an October setup and all of that jazz. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in my next one.